Alright guys, let's get right into it. How and why I changed my mind. So I think that this is a really good place to start off with because I need to go into the reason why I wanted to change my mind, because without a reason you don't really have a purpose behind why you do something. So let's get right into here. So a little bit about me. My name is Jordan. I'm a 19-year-old artist and I'm into self-improvement, self-discovery, and also fitness. The reason why I create art is because it makes me feel powerful whenever I have the ability to imagine something in my head and create it into my life. And that's one of the reasons why I even create art in the first place, because I saw this ability in my life that whenever I imagine something, whenever I bring it into my real physical life, just gives me such a sense of fulfillment. I feel good whenever I do something like that. And really it is just like manifestation, bringing something from your head, bringing it into your physical reality, knowing that you achieved it with the work of your own two hands and yourself. So over here is a photo of me when I was in my first gallery, and this was like about a little over a year ago. And this is a piece that I made in class, and this was a big turning point for me because I really saw that anything is possible, because I didn't imagine myself being featured in a gallery whenever I first started. And being over here was great because there was so much great people. I just had such a great time. My teacher was even such a motivation that helped me get into the gallery, and she's the one who even brought it up into my head. She's the one who said that it would be possible for me to do it. So even just having her around me, pushing me towards my limits and showing me what is possible with art, just really opened up my mind. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm also into fitness. Over here is a photo of me in school. So I've been going to the gym for pretty much like my whole life now. My dad got me into the gym. I'm really glad that he got me into the gym because it gives me something physical to do, and also balance it with the calmness of painting or creating artwork. I like a balance in my life, and I couldn't imagine having one and not the other. So I like to go to the gym. A really fun day for me is just going to the gym and then afterwards doing some art afterwards. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I like lifting, also running as well. And over here is a photo of just me with all of my artwork. This is one of my biggest pieces that I've made. I made it in about 7 days. I challenged myself to create my biggest piece that I've ever made in less than a week, and I was able to do it. It took me a lot of discipline. It took me just getting out of my comfort zone every single day. Whenever I didn't feel like painting, I just had to get up, go to the painting. My life was just paint, go to sleep, go work out, whatever. And it was a really hard time because people don't see the work that goes behind every single painting that you make. And really the stories behind the artwork is what makes the artwork what it is. And whatever the artist learns while they're making it, that is what brings value to the painting. So that was just a big moment for me, creating this piece in about a week's time. I didn't imagine that I could do it, because if this was about 1 year ago, I don't think I would have the same mental capacity to even be doing something like this. Over here is one of my pieces I made with cloth, another piece with cloth over here, and that is my traditional style that I like to make. Is the one that I post on social media, is the one that I'm trying to push out more, and I got the best results with creating works like these with the cloth. So now, ever since I was young, I've been obsessed with tapping into the depths of human potential and breaking barriers that once seemed impossible. I wanted to see how far I could push myself and my body to prove my doubts wrong and achieve anything that I put my mind to. And I started watching people on YouTube who would help me reach this goal. And over here is a photo of me in track. You can kind of see the back muscles popping out. But this is a really good representation of breaking the mental and physical barriers, because Ever since I was young, I wanted to get a medal from a sport, and I never won any medals in my life ever. And I thought that it would be so cool if I was able to just win something and achieve that glory of standing on the podium with a medal on my neck. And I tried so much with basketball, I tried with other sports, but then basketball never worked out for me. So I eventually found my way into track, and track was something that I was able to put all of my energy into, and I was seeing results from doing it. So every single day during practice was just a test of me physically and mentally and breaking that barrier, because when you're in a workout, in the middle of a workout, super hard workout, is just left with your raw discipline. There's no more motivation that you had in the start, in the beginning of the season. You have your mindset, you have your brothers around you who are going to help you push yourself into being a better athlete, being a better person, better student, just a better everything in general. And having those people around you who are going to motivate you and help you become that person that you want to be is a really good place that you want to go to. So I'm super grateful for track and what it has done for me. And I remember when I won my first medal, it was such a big moment for me because that was the first time that I felt like I accomplished something that I really put my mind to. And it was such a great moment because I was standing on the podium, I was just reflecting on how much I wanted this moment in my past. And just being able to finally bring that into real life was just such a such a turning point for me, because after that I I was like, okay, I got the medal now. Now what's next? You know, you can't stay complacent with only one medal in your closet. You always want to get more. So I got the medal, and then right afterwards, I was thinking that I want to get more. I want to get to higher places. I want to achieve even better. I want to win more races. So that is exactly what I did. Now in my closet, I have so many medals it doesn't even fit anymore. I'm not even trying to brag, but it's just being serious, because once you flip the switch in your head that something is possible, then you start to repeat it. You start to do it way more. So just winning that first medal just proved to me that it's possible, and that's the only thing that I needed. So over here are some of the YouTubers that I watch. Dan Coe's over here. He's a really good speaker. I like his mindset. Also, Von Tucut. I've been watching them for a good amount of time now, and I really like how they think, and they're pretty big influences for me. And I watch a lot more people, but here are two notable people who I really enjoy watching their stuff. So over here, things that I've learned from changing my mind. The challenges and difficulties that we can get through will shape us into who we are today. Failing in something is also good when you can grow from it. The only limits that you have are the ones that you place for yourself. You can't always look at failure like it's a bad thing. Sometimes failure is good for us, and it's going to help us pivot towards creating something better or moving towards a path that is more set for us. If I never failed in what I wanted to do, then I wouldn't learn, I wouldn't grow, I wouldn't even end up where I am today. If I never failed in basketball, then I wouldn't be winning so much in track. If I didn't fail in my previous things that I wanted to do, then I wouldn't be who I am today. Sometimes failure is a good thing for us. Sometimes you fail in something, you might think of it like it's a bad thing for like 2 3 days, but then afterwards you see that a brand new opportunity comes into your lap and it's way better than the first one. So you can't be afraid to fail. You have to change your mindset from thinking that failure is bad and start looking at it as something that you can grow from, and it's actually gonna present you new opportunities in the future. Now that we talked about me and a little bit more of my mind, let's talk about brain power. How can you turn your brain power into a superpower for you? So, brain power is the asset that you use daily that will help you out with all of the work that you want to accomplish. You have a limited amount of brain power every single day, so you need to use it towards all your desired goals that you want to get. And you have the most brain power in the morning, so start doing all of the hard work that you need to do first thing in the morning before you start doing other things throughout the day. So If you want to get the most out of your brain power, you can't be wasting it on reels, shorts, or TikTok in the morning. This thing will instantly zap the amount of brain power that you have. And it's a habit that you need to break immediately if you have this, because it's handicapping you, it's putting you at a lower level. You're lowering your overall vibration throughout the day, and you're moving through the day with only about 50% of what your brain is possible of doing. So cut out the shorts, cut out the reels, TikToks, whatever it is. You need to break these habits because it's not providing you any value. And why are you scrolling on reels in first thing in the morning, just distracting yourself? And you're gonna get out of bed around like 12 p.m. You should have already gotten up by 8 a.m., but you stayed in bed for about 4 hours. It's not a good habit and it's not providing you any value. Now, junk food. You can't be eating so much junk food. This is gonna feed into your brain fog, and brain fog is bad for you as you're not gonna have as much brain power. So when you eat these foods on a daily basis and your body gets used to eating these foods, then your energy that you have is always going to be low because these are foods that aren't very rich in nutrients. They're just fat foods, they're sugary, and sugar is going to slow down your brain processing, your mental processing, anything that you need, because these are essential things that we need on a daily basis in order for us to actually accomplish valuable work. And if you're crushing yourself with all of these things that you're eating, popcorn, chips, burgers, McDonald's, fast food, then you're not gonna have as much energy as somebody who eats healthy foods, who eats greens, who eats fruits first thing in the morning, or who even fasts in the morning. Best thing that you want to do in the morning is fast. You don't want to eat first thing in the morning because when you're eating, your body is using energy towards digestion, energy that can be used somewhere else, energy that can be used towards crossing off things in your list. So you need to be very cautious with the foods that you're eating. You can't be eating anything that you see on the plate. You can't be eating all these sugary things. Why are you eating donuts in the morning? It's not good for you. And now, staying up too late at night. You can't be staying up too late at night because this is feeding into your brain power for the next day. When you wake up super late in the day, you don't have as much brain power, and you're already fatigued because you don't have as much energy in the morning because you didn't get as much sleep as you needed in the last night. And staying up too late at night will disrupt your circadian rhythm. Your brain is gonna think that it's at a fully rested state when it's 10 in the morning, but you only got like about 4 hours of sleep last night because you stayed up too late watching reels or scrolling on TikTok. When you're staying up too late at night, you're waking up in the morning with less amount of energy, and when the sun's up, your body's thinking that it's time to wake up. So you're honestly not gonna get much out of staying up too late at night. Just go to bed, just wait for the next video if you're gonna watch it for the next day. Don't watch it at 3 a.m. in the morning. You're not gonna get much out of it. So now you're like, all right, Jordan, I already know what's bad for my brain power. What's good for me now? Now, going on walks, especially first thing in the morning, that's really good for your brain power. Even just going outside and getting the sun in your face and your eyes on your skin is really gonna help you out, and you're gonna get a boost of energy out of doing this. So, going on walks also help you with generating new ideas. So what I like to do is I open up my notes app, and while I'm on a walk, I just write down anything new that comes into my mind. And sometimes I get a really good idea with whenever I do this. So I put it in my notes app and then I experiment with it. I see if it works or not. So if you're struggling with coming up with new ideas, stop distracting yourself first thing in the morning with your phone. Go outside and really enjoy what nature has to give you. Now, meditation. You can meditate as well because it's gonna help you out with your brain power. You're not wasting it with distractions. You're actively focusing on your thoughts. It's only you, and you're not wasting your brain power on something that isn't really benefiting you. Meditation is gonna benefit you. So now, how to channel your brain power to tasks that will benefit you. Brainstorm first thing in the morning and write it down. Everything that you want to accomplish in the day, you should write it down in your notes or on a pen and paper. So, without checking your social media messages, etc., finish the first task that you wrote down on your list. This will create a snowball effect, and the pleasure of completing the first task will make it way more easier to complete the second. I'm pretty sure you've seen this before. When you start off a list, you cross off the first thing, it becomes way easier, and before you know it, you crossed off everything. Do that thing first in the morning when you have the most brain power, and don't save it for later in the day when you're tired and you're ready to go to sleep. You'll create higher quality work faster than others, and you'll be ahead of the herd. Because most people aren't doing these things because it's hard. They don't know how they're able to control their brain power. But now you do, so you need to use it towards your advantage. Your brain power will give you back what you use it for. Over here is a picture of me painting, and I like to do a lot of my painting first thing in the morning when my mind is freshest and I'm able to put out the best quality work that I can. Now, your habits will ultimately shape who you are and how productive you can be. And as humans, we are so easily influenced by our surroundings and develop the same habits as those we hang out the most with. Ever since birth, we've been influenced by different sources that shape us into who we are today. We either have positive influences around us that move us towards our goals, or ones that move us away from them. So over here are some of my friends. I have a lot more that are not in the photos over here. Here's my boy Justin, here's my guy Tommy, and here's Swan. So you don't really need a big circle, just people who will help you out in your life, who will make you better, and you also help them out. So I keep these people as friends because they all help me with a certain area in my life. When I was younger, I didn't really talk much. I was afraid to talk to new people. But ever since I started hanging out with Swan, I just started talking to way more people because he's a super outgoing, talkative person. And he really opened up my mind, and I saw the positive things that will come out of just reaching out to people, talking to that stranger, talking to that guy in your gym that you never talked to before. And this will make you so much more money because you're not as afraid to take risks and you don't know who you're going to connect with. He has helped me with my business so much because he gave me a mindset that is more open to taking risks, talking to new people. If I never did that, then I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today. Over here is Justin. We go to the gym together as well, and he helps me out with my motivation and my discipline. Sometimes when I don't feel like doing something, he's the one who's there to help me out, and he's the one who's telling me that you have to do this stuff. That it doesn't matter if you're feeling bad today. You have to complete what you set yourself out to do. Here's Tommy. He helps out. He helps me out with my spirituality. He's the one who keeps me grounded with God. So I really appreciate all of these people in my life. And if you have somebody in your life who isn't really helping you become a better person, then try to find new friends that will actually help you out with that. Because there are people out there. You just need to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to talk to these new people, because you never know who you might encounter. You might meet that new partner who's going to help you out with your business. You might meet that new partner who's going to get you into the gym. Just find people who will help you get into a better place where you want to be in your life. So you don't need a huge circle of friends. Just make sure that they're making you better. Spend more time with those who you're comfortable becoming more like. And if you don't want to be like them, don't spend as much time with them. If you don't have a circle of people who you get motivated from, watch people online that will motivate you. This can tie back to the people who I watch. They motivate me and they help me out with my mindset. And they have helped me attract people like this into my life. So just change up the people who you're watching on social media, because they will influence you and they'll help you change your mindset into a better place. So, how to build habits that actually stick. Start doing challenges such as 75 hard dopamine detox, etc. You can find these challenges anywhere, and there's so much of them that you can try. This will give you an actual incentive to stay disciplined with your goals, and even when you don't feel like it, you will stick to it. So when you set off to a challenge such as 75 hard, this is what I did in these photos over here. I challenged myself to drink 1 gallon of water a day. Now, before I did this, I didn't drink anything close to a gallon of water a day. And staying to this challenge gave me a real incentive because I wanted to get to the end and I didn't want to stop halfway through. Because if I stopped halfway through, I would feel so bad and I'll feel like I wouldn't be able to achieve something that I put my mind to. So I just dedicated everything to this challenge. I said that I'm going to complete it for the full 75 days. And this was around the New Year's time. I started around December, I want to say 20th or 21st, 2023. Yeah, 2023 that I did this. And I ended off the challenge somewhere around February, around the end of February. So start doing this challenge because when you actually have an incentive to do something, then it makes it way more easier to stick to it. Sometimes if you don't have an incentive to stick to it, then it becomes way easier to stop it like 1 week in. So just the simple things such as drinking more water. I did that for the full 75 days, and now if I don't drink enough water in a day, then I will feel bad. I feel like I'm not giving my body what it needs because my mind got so used to doing this habit. It didn't become a challenge anymore, it became a habit. It's not only just the water, you get so much more things out of 75 hard, such as reading. Now, not all the habits will stick, but you'll be in a better place than when you started. So start doing these challenges. Do the ones that are hard for you. Don't do something that's super easy because you're not really getting much out of it. That's how you get habits that will actually stick. So start making these habits like a game. Start making it a game, and whenever you accomplish something, start rewarding yourself a little bit. Say like you go eat like a bag of candy just for one day after hitting that 1 week goal. Okay, because I think that rewarding yourself is good, and you shouldn't just go on super hard mode for all the time. I think that little rewards here and there are good because it keeps you motivated and it helps your life become more balanced. So once you see how powerful your mind can become and how fast you can make progress, you will start to obsess over leveling up every area in your life that you can. And changing these areas in my life is what ultimately gave me discipline, consistency, and focus, which are all essential if you want to start making money from your talents like I did. Now let's move on to the next section. All right, now let's get into how to start making money from your talents. And want to start over here, and to make it as simple as possible, you want to start talking to more people about what you like to do. All right, you can bring this up in conversation or you can bring it up elsewhere, but you want to start talking about what you do. And it's very simple, but a lot of people aren't doing this. And when I started out, I didn't really talk much about how much I enjoyed painting because I thought that people wouldn't really be interested in the same stuff that I am. But even just bringing it up in conversation has led me so far and has brought me so much more opportunities that I can't even count now. So over here, this is a picture of the first time that I used this trick. So this is my barber, and I told him that I enjoyed painting and drawing, and I asked him if he would like to see some of the artwork that I make. So I showed him some photos of my work, and he was interested, and he wanted to get a piece for himself. So I made him a piece and I gave to him for free. Now you might be asking, why would I give him a piece of art for free? I gave the piece of artwork to him for free, and in return, he brought me more clients. He got my name out there more, and my name was said in more conversations. Whenever somebody would go to the barbershop, then they would see my piece of artwork and he'll tell them my name and he'll connect me with them. So that has what led to me selling this piece right here. I made this first one for free, but then now able to get a client from the shop to draw me his dog, and I made this one for about $250. Now, this was one of the first pieces of art that I sold, and it was all a result of giving it for free in return for people spreading my name out there more. So, the more conversations that your name can pop up in, the better off you'll be. So just start talking about what you like to do more, and you never know who you might connect with because it can lead to bigger opportunities in the future. And now I replicated this technique with my neighbors and I showed them my portfolio. I even just started talking about my artwork. I told them like what I do, and they were interested as well. So they invested in me, and they also wanted to get some pieces on their own. So I made them these two pieces, and I sold it for about $400. That was just from me talking about my artwork more. So people will invest in you when they see the amount of passion that you have in what you do. And this is very true because when you see somebody that is very passionate about something, then you have no choice but to invest in them with the amount of energy that they put into something. You want to support them. You also want to get some of that yourself because passion is also authenticity. People value authenticity in their life and they don't really see it much. So when you have that light inside of you, then people will invest in you. And this piece right here came as a result of me also giving my artwork and then people spreading my name out there more. So I was able to sell this one for this girl. He actually bought it for her graduation, and it was a very special moment. So this was something that I even posted on my social media, and it was a very heartfelt moment. So it just shows the power of word of mouth, and you shouldn't be doubting the abilities that it can bring to your life. So now, getting your name out there more. You need to be posting on social media if you're not already. You need to be posting on Reels and also TikTok to showcase your talents to a wider audience. Now, I don't really like to spend too much time on social media, but I post on social media, and the only reason why I would go on social media is to find new ideas for Reels to post. I don't just scroll mindlessly, but you need to be posting on social media, and this will also act as your portfolio, like I said earlier, and it will be a showcase of your abilities, and it will drive people's interest to buy from you. So this is extremely essential, and without a portfolio, you don't really have as much credibility, so people will be a little bit iffy. But if you have something to showcase to them that they can see and that they can really get a sense of what you're about, then they will 100% buy from you, and it'll lead to more sales in the future. So now, you also need to be posting high quality reels, and that's what I'm gonna show you right now. All right, so I've been posting reels for the past 3 months, almost every single day, and I've failed. I've also won. I found out what works best. All right, and now I'm getting consistent attention on my reels. I'm getting consistent followers and constant views, and all of my views just keep on going up the more that I post. So I broke it down into 5 different sections: quality, time, attention, consistency, and also experimentation. These are the 5 most important things that you need to thinking about when you're making your reels. So first of all, quality. The quality of your reel really matters a lot. And by quality, I mean the resolution that you're recording in. You want to make sure that your reels or TikToks are at least 1080p. Go for 4K if your phone can record in 4K, but you want it to be very high quality. If you have a low resolution video, it's not going to be pushed out by the algorithm as much because the algorithm wants people who create high quality, very eye-catching videos. So if you're recording in low resolution, 720p or whatever, then it's not going to be pushed out as much by the algorithm. So there's also a setting in Instagram. You need to choose it. All right, it's in the more options setting when you're about to post, and you click upload at highest quality, and you need to turn this on because normally it's turned off. So go to your settings when you're about to post, click upload at highest quality, and it should work for you. So now the time. This is how long your reels are. You want to make sure that your reels aren't too long or they're not too short. So a good sweet spot is around 7 to 17 seconds, and this is the frame that I make most of my reels in. So make them long enough to keep viewers watching, all right? Because the amount of time that you keep viewers watching, then it's a very good statistic for Instagram and TikTok, and they will further push out your content and they will further push out your page. So create something that is timely but not too long. All right, because if people don't watch all the way through, then Instagram is not gonna be pushing out your content as much. So now, attention. You need to grab the viewer's attention within the first 3 seconds. This is your hook. So I found that on-screen text works very well. If you create relatable content that also resonates with people, then you will get a lot more attention. You'll get a lot more views constantly on your reels. So you also want to find consistency. Find what works best for you, because you want to be posting about 4 to 5 times a week if you can. If you can't do that much, then find a lower range that you'll be able to sustain, because you don't want to stay consistent for 2 weeks and then on the third week you don't post anything, fourth week you don't post anything, and then all of a sudden you've gone 3 months and you haven't posted anything because you've burnt out. Find something that works for you, but you want to stay consistent always. All right, if you can post every single day, then that's great, then post every single day. But if you're not able to do that, then that's fine. As long as you're consistent within like at least 2 times a week or 3 times a week, then you will see growth, because the algorithm likes people who post consistently. And if you don't post consistently, then Instagram will see that you're not really a reliable content creator, and they're not going to push out the content that you put out as much. So this is what I found. I started posting for about 2 weeks, and that's when I started gaining more traction, because Instagram saw that I was serious about my growth and that I was serious about being consistent. So instantly they gave me a boost in my engagement. So now this is the most important thing. You want to be experimenting. All right, so experiment with different forms of videos that you find, different ideas. And this is exactly what I did, and this is how I found the form that works best for me, that constantly gets me high amounts of views. So experiment with different forms, go on different creators' pages, copy what they do, and copy what works for them and also what doesn't work, because some of the stuff that works for some people might not work for you. Some of the stuff that works for you might not work for other people. So constantly experiment. All right, don't be afraid to try new things, because it might be something that actually works very well. And when you find something that works well for you, I want you to double down on it, because you'll see faster growth once you do that. All right, and now this is also very important. Add yourself, all right, because when people watch you doing something, it makes it 10 times as interesting than just the action itself. All right, because when people see somebody who is very passionate about something, when people see somebody who's very talented at something, the action of them doing it, it almost becomes magical when they watch it, because you do it so effortlessly, and you have this sense of mystery behind you. I don't know exactly the word to say, but you get what I'm trying to say. You have this, it becomes mesmerizing in a way, just watching you do something that you love to do. And people really want to see that, because you don't really see much of it on Reels page or on TikTok. So put yourself into the content and it'll be more meaningful, and people will engage more, because watching somebody do something is more interesting than just watching me create the painting. Having me in the frame as well makes it more interesting. So add yourself in your reels. all right? And you want to keep yourself disciplined. You are building up a statue of stone, not straw, all right? So why am I saying this? Because every single reel that you make, you want it to be the highest quality that you can. All right. So that's why I want you to find a range that works best for you. All right. You don't need to be posting every single day, but if that works for you, then do that. All right. Because you're putting down bricks, you're not putting down straw. All right. Because straw would be easily moved and it doesn't really hold much weight to it. So when you create high quality reels all the time, then people will go to your page, they'll binge your content, they'll love the stuff that you do, and they'll instantly support you. But if you're always pushing out mid content that is like half-hearted, you're not really putting much energy into it, people are not really gonna find it as interesting. So always put your best in everything that you do, all right, because it's gonna pay off. Anytime that you may feel discouraged or like you aren't going anywhere, you need to remind yourself of why you started and just keep on going, all right? Stopping won't get you anywhere, but if you keep on walking or even crawl if you have to, then you'll get somewhere, all right? So you're gonna feel like giving up sometimes, but you need to remind yourself of why you started, all right? Giving up will be one of the worst things that you can do because that's throwing away all of the progress that you've made. And you don't want to do that. You're going to have a bad season sometimes. You're going to have a very good season. But it's only the people who get through the bad seasons who get to see the good seasons. So just keep on going, all right? And I'm telling you that you will succeed in the end. So now you should allow yourself to learn along the journey. Allow yourself to fail. Allow yourself to win. And you'll find things that work. And when you do, double down on these things and your progress will come 10 times faster. So that is exactly what happened for me. I created this piece. This is my first piece that I made with African cloth. I posted it on my Instagram and I'm telling you, not even 24 hours later, somebody asked me to create them a similar piece for them, just smaller. So that is exactly how I sold this piece right here. I found something that worked for me. I found something that is unique and that my audience really likes to see, and I'm doubling down on it now. So this is the content that I'm making the most of now, and it's getting me the highest amount of engagement, the highest amount of views, and the highest amount of activity on my profile. So just keep on experimenting. This was not the first painting that I made. I didn't win off the gate. It took me some time to find my style that actually works the best. And I never seen anybody use this style before, so I knew that I was the first one to do it. So find something that works for you. And even if you don't find it now, you will eventually find it. And once you do, keep on doing it. Don't let go of it, all right? So when you find your style, stick to it. Because when people go on your page, they see a consistency in your style, then they'll feel like they resonate with your page more, then you'll follow, and then you'll get customers in the end. All right, so that is the last piece, and we'll go on to the next part. And if you're interested, I do have a school community in the description. Click that if you want to learn more about selling your artwork. So now I have some stuff on living a better quality lifestyle and some final notes. So let's wrap this all together. So you want to reinvest the money that you make on yourself and also your health. So with the money that you make, you want to invest in your look, okay? If you don't have a skin routine yet, or if you're struggling with bad skin, start investing in some skincare products because it's gonna benefit your health and it's gonna overall give you a positive return on investment. So you also want to be eating high quality foods. Now these will be more expensive than just traditionally McDonald's. So there's a reason why it's costs more for you to eat healthy. It's because you're putting an investment in yourself. And if you fuel yourself with the best thing that you probably can, you will get more work done. You'll be able to live longer life. So you want to reinvest your money into eating high quality foods too, because you're building up an engine, and this body that you are using, you want to treat it with the best food that you can give it. Also, now, invest in your scent as well. Get some high quality cologne. Get some scents, test out some different scents, see what works best for you, because some people prefer some scents over others, and it's just about finding what you're really comfortable with. And this is gonna boost you up with your confidence, when you're talking to people, when you're in crowds and such. You're gonna feel more confident if you smell good, rather than if you're worried about your scent around others. So invest in high quality colognes as well. And also invest in your hair. Get a regular haircut, because the way how you present yourself is how people will perceive you. So you want to leave your best foot forward when you're presenting yourself to others, and having a clean look and smelling good, looking fit, having a nice glow to your skin, all of that's going to help you out. And whether you see it now or later, it's going to be a good return on your investment, and you shouldn't overlook all of these aspects. And this is very important. You want to focus on your internal state and your mental health. Over here, I have a picture of Wim Hof. This is one of a very famous person when it comes to meditation and mental health and clarity. And he has a meditation that you can find on YouTube. It's breathing exercise. So if you're struggling with mental health, talk to somebody, okay? Because your mental health is very important. You cannot overlook your mental health and how you feel on the inside. That's gonna affect your outside world. So you always want to make sure that you're at peace inside. If you're struggling with something on your inside, it's gonna take some time to fix it, but you should definitely put energy into fixing that, okay? Always make sure that you are feeling good on the inside. And if you don't feel good about something, then it's not meant for you to do it, all right? So now you can do daily challenges. Go outside and go on a run, okay? Now, that is something that can be very challenging at first, but once you start building a habit and you start getting used to putting your body into hard situations, it becomes less hard for you to do them more. And the people who do the most challenges are the ones who reap the most rewards. So do daily challenges, even if it's just adding something extra to your list that you have to accomplish. Add that to your list and see how much more you can accomplish. Now, you also want to have positive affirmations. Speak good about yourself, okay? Don't say negative things about yourself, because what you believe is what's going to come into reality. So always have positive affirmations, okay? Say good things. And if you don't have anything good to say, then don't say it. You also want to start expressing gratitude. Express gratitude to your family. Express gratitude to those around you, because you wouldn't be who you are without them. So always express gratitude whenever you have the chance, okay? And even if you don't feel like smiling, find some time to smile, because just by doing that, your day is gonna become way better. So be grateful for everything that's around you, even for the little things and the big things. You should be able to know how you can start making money from your talents, how you can hack into your mind and break out of the old habits that you have and live a more fulfilling life. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.